Welcome to a glorious day here by the Black Sea. We're at the Sochi Autodrom for what could be a really exciting Grand Prix weekend. The final alterations are being made in the garages as the teams prepare to send their cars out for the first time. This fascinating Hermann Tilke designed track has a number of tight corners and a 180-degree bend. It provides the team with a range of driving challenges. It's an impressive track, certainly from a technical point of view, but we can't call it a classic just yet.
Well, drivers certainly prefer the classic tracks, but there's no denying it's a state-of-the-art circuit, which is going to be a new challenge for the drivers. It's quite technical in places, with 12 right-handers and 6 left-hand corners, and the drivers will need to get up to speed quickly to maximise their chances here.
Today will have even more significance for Daniil Kvyat, getting to drive in front of his home crowd here in Russia.
Absolutely, and what an impressive young talent he is. In the drivers' press conference this weekend, he was talking about what pride he has driving here, and I'm sure he'll be especially keen to get one of his best results of the season.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my F1 2015 career mode in the 2014 season, driving as Danii Kvyat. We are here for the Russian Grand Prix in Danii Kvyat's home Grand Prix. Last time out in Japan. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, as I usually do, just to pause this video if you haven't already watched the Japanese Grand Prix, to do so now. Okay, so last time out in the Japanese Grand Prix, we had a good start to the race, but unfortunately had an incident with Kimi Raikkonen on the second to last lap, which meant that we lost our front wing, and we had a whole lap of defending to try and remain in the points. We did drop down out of the points, but thankfully to a penalty of Kevin Magnussen, we managed to get back into P10, so one World Championship point for us last time out in Japan. So, this time out in Russia, it's a track that I absolutely love, and I cannot wait to get started here. So, nothing happened in practice as per usual. Let's have a look at the results.
That's practice over and a successful session for Lewis Hamilton. He's bound to be pleased with the car's performance today.
So, Lewis Hamilton tops the timesheets of the Russian Grand Prix with Nico Rosberg second, only just though. Daniel Ricciardo comes home in third in the practice session. We are down in 10th position, but we did set our time on the prime tyres. So we should be able to set a faster time in qualifying than that on the option tyres. So I'm aiming for around 7th position. John Verne comes down in 13th, so he doesn't look like he's going to beat us in this qualifying session. And without any further ado, let's head over to the qualifying session for the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the action down in the pit lane as the cars get ready to embark on their qualifying runs. It's really difficult to predict who might come out on top here in Sochi today. I really believe it can be anyone's race this weekend. But am I just sitting on the fence, or do you agree with that?
Well, if you're allowed to sit on the fence, then so am I. To be honest, it's hard to say. This is a new circuit for the teams and drivers. They'll have some data, but it's going to be down to whether they place more emphasis on qualifying performance compared to the long-run pace.
So here we go, one-shot qualifying for the Russian Grand Prix. I'm aiming for around 7th position in this qualifying session, hopefully get even higher than that. Obviously going to be starting on the option tyres. Let's have a look at the lap. So coming round the last corner now, and then opening up to come across the line. Heading down the long straight, turn 1 doesn't really count to the drivers, but it's still classified as a corner here. So running down to turn 2 now. DRS is open, Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the session. We are down into P7. Hard braking into turn 2. A very nice clean exit through there. Very easy to lose the back end. Now, this amazing 180-degree corner, which we will take flat out. Lifting off maybe. No, we're not even going to lift off as we go into turn 4 now. The right-hander following Lewis Hamilton. We are up into P3 at the moment. Now into this next 90-degree right-hander. Down into second gear. Trying not to lose the back end, which we do. Oh no! Oh. I thought we avoided the wall, but we hit the opposite wall, which means we are out of qualifying.
Daniil Kvyat's car will need some repairs after that collision. Let's hope they can put it back together in time for the race tomorrow.
They've really worked hard this weekend, and it seems they've been able to set up the cars perfectly today. Whether this will translate into race pace tomorrow, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
So, Nico Rosberg tops the qualifying session a whole second in front of his teammate Lewis Hamilton. How did that happen? Daniil comes third with Felipe Massa 4th, Valtteri Bottas 5th, Fernando Alonso 6th, Kimi Räikkönen 7th, Sebastian Vettel 8th, Kevin Magnussen 9th and Jenson Button in 10th. Our teammate Jean-Luc Vergne finishes where he finished in practice, so P13, and we are down in 20 seconds, starting from the back of the grid for the Russian Grand Prix, our home race, because of that DNF in qualifying. Let's have a look at how we can do from 22nd on the grid for the race of the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome to the eye-catching Russian Grand Prix circuit of Sochi for today's Formula One race. This Hermann Tilke track will provide drivers with a stunning backdrop of the 2014 Winter Olympic Park, but they'll be more interested in their battles out on track. Nico Rosberg will want his good fortune to continue on from yesterday's qualifying. He starts the race in P1 and has even said he's expecting to take the checkered flag first. You wouldn't want to bet against him doing just that.
He'll want to stay out of trouble over the first few laps, but he'll be determined not to let any cars past him. If he can maintain that position once everything's settled down, he'll have a massive advantage and be able to control the race.
So far, the driver of the season has been Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes man has been in good form throughout the season and will be steely determined to get another world championship.
Lewis has had some great drives this year. He's got the experience of winning a world title, so I don't think he'll be fazed about being in this position.
So here we go, it's Sunday, which means it's race day. It's the Russian Grand Prix. Let's have a look at the race strategy for today's race. So, starting the race on the option tyres and pitting for the primes around lap 6 or 7 of this 13-lap race. Starting from 22nd on the grid. Where can we finish in this race today? 5 red lights. And away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. Roman Grosjean gets away from us first, but with the faster straight line speed of this Toro Rosso, we are slowly catching him up, going down into turn 2. All the cars bunching up. It's going to be very easy to be involved in a collision here, so we need to be aware. Maybe not brake as late, but that's not too bad. We've got Jules Bianchi on the left, and he actually bashes into us, makes us cut across the corner, which means we are going to have to give the positions back that we gained. So, back down into 22nd, going around this long 180-degree corner now. Roman Grosjean, we've overtaken him. Can we get Ericsson? Can we get Kobayashi as well? We back out of it? No, we go for it. Up the inside of turn 4, and that's Kobayashi behind us now. Up next is Jules Bianchi in P18. We'll be looking to get past him as soon as possible. Can we get him into the long back straight, or can we even get him into these next couple of corners? Through these couple of 90-degree right-handers, then we've got a double left-hander that opens up the back straight. Going to be right behind Jules Bianchi now. Be looking to get a move anytime soon as we open up to the long back straight. This is going to be our best opportunity for now to get a move on Jules Bianchi. We need to get the straight line speed, which we do. We're slowly pulling him in, but not by enough. As we come towards the left-hander before the sharp right is under braking, we've got past him. Can we get past Adrian Sutil as well? We go up the inside, we give him the room. He's still there though, so we're going to have to leave him on the inside, but he backs out of it. So we are up into P17. 2 moves in 2 corners. Very nicely done there. Up next is Esteban Gutierrez in 16th position. Then I believe it's Max Chilton ahead of him. So we'll be looking to get past these guys as soon as possible. Maybe along this very long straight. If we can get a good exit out of the final corner. Not too bad. Maybe a bit late on the acceleration as Gutierrez has just shot away from us now.
Low chance of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
So, a low chance of rain for this race. This is excellent news. As we're catching up, no, we're not catching up to Esteban Gutierrez. He's just shot away as we're going into turn 2 now. Very nice under braking, and on the exit puts us right behind Esteban Gutierrez and opens us up for a move on him on this 180-degree corner. As we go round the outside of Gutierrez and Chilton, can we get Maldonado as well? Maybe we're just a bit too far behind. We go up the inside, no, we back out of it because, you know, Crastor Maldonado, as he is called, we don't want to get involved in a collision with him. Now, are we going to get past Maldonado anytime soon? We've got a couple of right-handed corners and then a double left-hander before the back straight. I think we're just going to hold back for now. No point risking anything, as we should be a very easy move on the back straight on Pastor Maldonado. Coming down towards this right-hander, which will open up the back straight once again. So we're right behind Maldonado now, maybe a bit too close as we don't get a very good exit compared to Maldonado, but we are pulling him in now. Can we get past him on this long straight? Are we going to get a move done before the corners? We go to the outside of the left-hander. We're side by side. We're going to go up the inside. And we make that move done. We go wide just a little bit. But it doesn't allow Pastor Maldonado back through, which is fantastic news. Up next is my teammate Jean-Eric Byrne. So, how many laps will it be to catch up Jean-Eric Byrne? We'll be looking to get past him as soon as possible and then start to look at getting into the points. As we cut ahead to lap 6, so it took 4 laps to get past, to catch up to Jean-Eric Byrne, which I believe this is pit stop time. So will Jean-Eric Byrne pit? He is the teammate ahead of us. No, so we are going to pit and try and do the undercut on him. As we pit now, try not to go over the white line, which we don't. We lock up a little bit, it's not too bad, but we lose the back end. We just skim the wall there, but nothing too bad. We don't get any damage on our front wing. Now, can we get any positions on any of the other drivers that are pitting on the same lap as us? Let's have a look at the pit stop. So it's 2.5 seconds and we are still behind Nico Hulkenberg in P15 at the moment, but looking on the radar, looks like we've dropped down to maybe P16, maybe even P17. There is a driver coming along the left of us now. Who is that? It's Max Chilton. So we'll be able to get past him into the 180-degree corner. We're going to be right on his tail now. He looks like he was going to go for a move on Nico Hulkenberg there, but he backed out of it. As we're going to go round the outside, we're on cold tyres though, so it's going to be a lot harder. No, we just back out of it as we go up the inside of turn 4 and we make that. We knock into Nico Hulkenberg, but it's not too bad. We don't lose any of our front wings, so that's not too bad there. As we go into this right-hander, right behind Nico Hulkenberg. He's still got cold tyres as well, so can we capitalise on that? As we're going to look to go up the inside. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Up the inside of this right-hander. And we've made the move stick on there to go up into P15. Up next is Fernando Alonso. We'll be looking to catch him up in the next couple of laps. As we lose the back end very slightly there. Cutting ahead to the end of lap 7. Caught up to Fernando Alonso just a little bit. I think Pastor Maldonado has held him up quite a bit as we lose the back end once more on these cold tyres. That's going to lose us time to Jean-Eric Byrne, who is pitting on this lap. I can see him in the pits now. So, will we be able to come out in front of Jean-Eric Byrne? Or have we performed the undercut as we go into the last corner right behind Fernando Alonso, but he's going to shoot off because our exit isn't amazing. Where is Jean-Eric Byrne? Where is he? Where is he? I believe he's going to be ahead of us. Yes, he is. He's just up the road. That's him coming out the pits now. As we go into turn 2, we catch up just a little bit to Fernando Alonso. Maybe run it wide, but not too much. Can we go around the outside of Fernando Alonso? We've made quite a few moves on this 180-degree corner. As we go round the outside of Fernando Alonso. And can we get our teammate Jean-Eric Byrne up the inside of turn 4? Yes, we do. So up next is Sebastian Vettel. We are knocking on the door 4 points. From 22nd on the grid, we are up to 11th on lap 8. Can we get any points in this race? We're right behind Sebastian Vettel. We're going to need to close him in and overtake him fairly soon. As we're going up the inside of the right-hander where we got Nico Hulkenberg on the previous lap, and we've made that move stick. So, we are in the points. That's 1 World Championship point at the moment. Up next is Jenson Button. How long will it be until we can get him on the long straight? We're just going to be opening that up now. Right, so can we close in on Jenson Button? He's got Mercedes power in the back of his car. We've got Renault power. Mercedes power is fastest, so he will be getting away from us. Can we brake later than him? We go for it up the inside. We're side by side into this corner. We squeeze him out, but we give him the room. Then we open the door, and he has got past us surely as we're on the wider, longer line as we go right into the back of him. But fortunately, just like we hit when we hit Nico Hulkenberg earlier, we don't get any damage on our front wing. So we're going to have to look to get past Jenson Button once again as we go through the last couple of corners of this lap. Can we get him along the very long pit straight through turn 1 and down into turn 2? I don't think we are, as we lose the back end very slightly. With that Mercedes power, it's going to be so much faster. It's faster than us, and it's going to be so much harder for us to actually overtake him. So it looks like we're going to have to get him into a corner as we look to go up the inside of turn 2. No, we don't. This is a good move for us though. Up around the outside of the 180-degree corner. Can we overtake him here? I think we're just a bit too far behind, but we're going to go very close to him. No, up the inside of turn 4 though. That was a surprise, and that's move stuck. We're up into P9. What a great move on Jenson Button into turn 4 as we go into turn 5, right behind Sergio Perez. Kevin Magnussen's just ahead of him, but Sergio Perez also has Mercedes-Benz power in the back of his car. So we will be struggling to get past him on the long straight like we did with Jenson Button on the last lap. Following him through the double left-hander and then onto this right 90-degree corner, which will open up the back straight. We're right behind Sergio Perez. Can we get the move? We're right behind. This is the closest we've been to any driver on this straight for a long time. Look at that Mercedes-Benz power though. It's getting away from us as we're slowly pulling him in. Can we go round the outside and then the inside of this corner? We're going to go for it. No, yes, we just squeeze him out. He gives us the room. He's still on the inside, but he backs out of it. So that is us up into P8. Kevin Magnussen is up next. He also has Mercedes-Benz power because he is in a McLaren like Jenson Button. However, he won't have DRS, which means that we have a great opportunity to go past him on this long start-finish straight as we go through the final corners now, opening up to that long straight. Here we go, opening up the corner, an alright exit there, maybe losing the back end just a little bit and getting caught on the curb, but we are going to be chasing him down, going through turn 1 and then opening the DRS, which we do. I don't think we're going to be close enough to go up the inside of turn 2, but we could go around the outside of turn 3, the 180-degree corner where we have made so many moves in this race already. Here we go. Round turn 3, we're right behind him. It looks like we could get him as we're going round. Look, we're catching him up. Go to the outside. Oh, and we nearly smash into the back of him. Forces us to go quite a bit wide as we go up the inside of turn 4. We're side by side with Kevin Magnussen running down into turn 5. There's another 90-degree corner. Sergio Perez is trying to look up the inside, but we have to defend to him, meaning we cannot get past Kevin Magnussen because he blocks off the apex for us. So, down into turn 7 now. Still behind Kevin Magnussen. Can we get him down the long back straight as we go into turn 8 and then turn 9? This double left-hander. Doesn't look like anything there. What about turn 10? We're going to get right behind him now, which we do. Right behind Kevin Magnussen. That is so close. Now, with the DRS open, can we make a move on Kevin Magnussen? Looks like it's going to be a very easy move as we move to the left, and we surely got him before we even got to the left-hander. Yes, we do. That is us up into P7 on lap 10 from 22nd on the grid. We run it just a little bit wide, but Kevin Magnussen doesn't go up the inside of us, thankfully. So that is us up into P7. Now, can we catch up to Felipe Massa? He's in P6, but I believe he is quite a bit down the road, although he is going through the last couple of corners now, so it is possible. Obviously not, as we cut ahead to the end of the race, lap 13. Nico Rosberg has won this Grand Prix, which will allow him to close up to his teammate in the championship. But we're going to come home in P7 as we smash into one wall and then we get a puncture on the other one. Well, that's one way to cross the line.
Another win for the Brackley-based team. What a car they've got this year.
Sometimes a driver just feels comfortable in the car and is dialed into the track, making for an unbeatable combination.
It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
There we go then. Nico Rosberg wins the Russian Grand Prix, beating his teammate by 0.4 of a second. That is going to allow him to catch him up in the World Drivers' Championship. But Valtteri Bottas comes third, Daniel Ricciardo fourth. Felipe Massa is in 5th, overtaking Kimi Räikkönen in the last couple of laps. Kimi Räikkönen is in 6th. We come home in 7th, putting on a show for our home crowd, driving from 22nd on the grid up into P7. That's an absolute fantastic result for us. Kevin Magnussen is 8th with Sergio Perez 9th, and Jenson Button finishes off the top 10 in 10th. Let's have a look at how those results affect the drivers' standings. So, in the drivers' standings, we remain in P7, but with Kimi Räikkönen finishing one place ahead of us, it does allow him to catch us up. He is only 6 points behind us now, with only 3 races in this championship left. So, can we keep him behind us? Let's wait and see. Let's have a look at how those results affect the constructors' standings. So, we are still in P5, with McLaren and Mercedes maybe a bit too far behind us, and it doesn't look like we're going to be catching up Ferrari either. So, that looks like we are going to finish the year in P5 unless anything spectacular happens. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more F1 content. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice